Hey everyone, Matthew from Critical Hit here, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at some single-player footage from Ubisoft's latest shooter, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, Wildlands. Now the shooter's out in a few short weeks. It's in March sometime. I think it's the 6th. I'll double check that, but yeah, it's not too far away. I was lucky enough though to be flown to Paris to get an early look at the game. So yeah, I got some hands-on time with single player and the multiplayer. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the actual single player. So just me alone, no friends. Yeah, so we kicked things off with the character customization, but I'm not going to bore you with all of that. But as you can see, I've created my perfect hipster over here, fit with hoodie and cool glasses. And I'm going to choose veteran difficulty because, well, it's my first time playing the game. I don't really feel like dying all the time, and yeah, we're going to dive straight in.
Time to earn your pay.
So now this is just the starting area I was placed in, and my first mission basically was to rescue a person named Amaru. How I do it, it's really up to me, but yeah, one of the big focuses of this game is obviously you being thrown into a huge sandbox, and you get to tackle it in whatever way you want. But this first mission, I think it's compulsory if I'm not mistaken, so I have to do it. But thereafter, I'm sort of free to choose whatever mission I want to undertake in this particular region, and obviously the rest of the regions throughout the game. Yeah, so I spent some time just figuring out how the controls actually work and whatnot, but soon enough I'm in my car with my AR buddies and I'm driving off. Oh, you see I just nearly hit that person there. Anyways, if you take a look on the routes, you get a very brief glimpse of the entire play area. Yeah, Bolivia is very big, and Ubisoft really look like they've put a lot of effort into the environment itself. This particular one's very green, lots of dirt roads, some, well, I wouldn't say jungle, but a lot of areas filled with trees. I suppose that is a jungle, if you want to call it that. Yeah, but it's just a small taste of everything that this game has to offer. Right, so I've come, you can see on the bottom right, I've got my mini-map. The yellow area obviously is the mission area, so I'm just on the perimeter of it, and I'm going to take my drone and fly it around just to scout a bit. But you'll notice the further I fly, it starts to lose signal. You can see the battery there on the bottom left. It's not the greatest drone at the moment. As I play though, I will get skill points and I can upgrade it to do, have better better stuff, if I can say that. Longer battery life, better range, that sort of thing. Now, I'm still messing around with the actual squad component here, but you see I just told my teammates to fire and they took him out very quietly. But I just want to bring your attention to this. So I did that, and I didn't tell my teammates to sort of stand down or anything. I just said attack, which is a bit of a problem because you'll see now my friend over there just runs in, and he's spotted, and obviously open wall starts to happen. Not really what I wanted to do. I was going for more of a stealth approach. But unfortunately, that's really my fault, not the fault of that ghost, although he should have been more sneaky. But now the enemy know that I'm around, so they're on full alert basically. But it's okay, it's still early in the game, very easy to tackle them.
Got one.
My little blip on the map tells me I need to come here because I need to interrogate someone. To find out the location of Amaru. You might have seen there though, there are tons of enemies, so I'm just going to quickly mark them with my drone. They've already opened fire on my AR teamies. Again, not planned. If I'd been more strategic, scouted ahead, told my allies to hold their position or that sort of thing, I would probably not have taken the same approach. Unfortunately, it's pretty much guns blazing now. Can't really do anything about it, and because of that there are reinforcements. You'll see I'm attacked from the right here. I don't know where the guy came from, obviously being flanked, probably reinforcements. but I make quick work of him. I'm just going to carry on toward my objective. I just want to point out that according to people, according to Ubisoft, your AR buddies will they'll adapt to your playstyle. So by default, if I am playing more sneakily, they should be more careful. They won't really just shoot enemies. Whereas this is the beginning of the game, so it's sort of an open piece of paper. I suppose my teamies don't really know much about me. And yeah, so we'll spot it. But now I found this lieutenant. I'm just going to interrogate him, get the position for the next objective.
Chill the fuck out, cabron. What do you want? Amaru. Where can I find him? You serious? That's what this is about? Sure thing. He's at Atoya farm. Go on. Then you can see what we do to people who fuck with us. People like you.
And with that, we're going to head out. I must say, I quite enjoy the driving. I'm not the best at driving. You can see I'm a bit wobbly, tapping left and right, just trying to get a feel for it. But you can see, you slide around the corners and it's a lot of fun. Driving alone already is fun. I can only imagine if you're playing online with friends, if you each have your own car. Don't mind me, I'm nearly driving off the cliff there. If you each have your own car, it must be a lot of fun to race around, basically drifting around all the corners and whatnot. Yeah, very cool. So I quite like that about the game. But it's not the only way to get around. So if you're not really a fan of, nearly hit those people. If you're not really a fan of driving around, you can fast travel to outposts, and you do get helicopters, for example, which makes traveling a lot faster. You just fly over everything. Now, I've spotted the objective I need to get to, but I decided to stop a lot further back so I could go do some recon, because I don't really want to go all out again like I did at the first outpost. So I'm just going to spend some time, and that's very far. I can't use my drone, so I'm going to use my binoculars instead. But you'll notice, because the targets are further off, it takes a lot longer to mark them. But it's the best I can do at this point in time, so I'm just going to mark whatever I can see. And yeah, then I'm just going to get a bit closer and engage the situation. At this point, sorry, I did have to skip ahead there. I've actually taken the time to mark. You can see a lot more enemies, way more than there were at the last outpost. So yeah, this encounter will be a little bit more hectic than the last one. Although, to be honest, I wasn't really part of the last one. I was more just running around, letting my AI do all the work. But I'd like to be part of this one. I just use my drone here to make sure I've got everyone tagged, because it's quite a big area. I mean, nice big farm. Looks like I've got everyone though. And I mean, the range of my drone isn't that great, but it's just enough to reach the other side of the farm. And I know more or less where everyone is now. But I really want to make use of my squad properly this time. So I'm just gonna, it takes me a while to really get, come to grips with these controls. I'm just gonna send them over to the right there, with the idea being that they can attack from behind, and I'm gonna flank and attack straight from the front. So yeah, I send them off, and I'm gonna move into position myself. But as luck would have it, one of them is spotted. I don't know who it was. But again, I don't know if that's the AI's fault, or maybe I'm just not using them correctly. I mean, maybe if I'd been more specific or told them to regroup and then send them off, you know, I would have had a much better time and they wouldn't have been spotted. But it's okay. So I'm making quick work of the enemies. I've got a suppress on my weapon, so I don't really alert them to my, well, I don't alert others to my position.
Weapons case over here.
There's a pickup here. These are scattered all through the maps, all different attachments for your weapons. You will find actual weapons. There's a lot to unlock, and obviously when you've got all of these unlocks, you can customize everything to your personal taste. But what I've just unlocked is a different sight over here. Yeah, I'm just going to equip it quickly. And I'm going to carry on my way. There's another enemy. I don't know where he came from or how he was missed. Well, there's two actually. I grabbed this one just to see what options there were, if you could interrogate him or, you know. But you actually can interrogate enemies, but only specific ones. Normally the leaders of an outpost to get intel and that sort of thing.
We're clear.
So yeah, now that the farm has been completely liberated, I'm going to free Amaru. I'm gonna bash this lock off with my big gun. Looks like he's in one piece, thankfully, and we're going to head off into the helicopter after I've got his attention, because apparently having the door open wasn't enough for him to escape. I have to actually talk to him, and we're going to get into the helicopter and get him safely to an outpost. Now, the helicopter controls, they took me a bit of time to get used to. As you'll see, when I fly now, I'm not the greatest pilot, but I'm sure with more time it becomes a lot easier to control the chopper. I mean, I'm not doing too badly for my first time, but it's not like I'm really going anywhere fast, and it doesn't look doesn't look natural. I mean, no helicopter you've ever seen in real life flies around like that, like sways, goes up and down. But I think it's just something with time you could get used to. Nothing wrong with it. It's not really that difficult. It's just I wasn't doing it quite the way it should be done, I feel. I will show you my premium landing at least. So this is, before we get to that, this is a nice vantage point. If you just have a look around, there's a huge play area. As far as I know, you can visit all of that. It's different regions of the map. You can run there, drive there, fly there. And each area has its own missions, collectibles, you name it. So there's definitely no shortage of content in this game. Back to my premium landing, which I'm quite proud of. See, I touched down ever so gently. Not hitting any trees. There's a bit of a bounce though, but it's okay. Everyone's fine. Amaru's fine. And yeah, so this is an outpost. You can fast travel here, and obviously other outposts around the map. You'll find there's weapon caches, ammo, that sort of thing, and more often than not you'll have to drop your objective off here. So I'm going to drop Amaru off here, but I'm not going to show you the cutscene. You have to play the game yourself to see that. And yeah, that's basically the first mission of Wildlands. So it's just a brief glimpse into the game. I think it's got a lot of potential to be fun, particularly with friends. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing it alone. I think if you want to play the story, you should definitely play it alone. You can focus on all the intel, the cutscenes, that sort of thing. This is the sort of game I definitely want to play with friends. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll show you more of the multiplayer later on Critical Hit. Thanks guys, cheers.